So you're thinking you might want to try snowshoeing. I highly recommend it. I think you should. It's super duper fun. I'm gonna break down everything you need to gear up and get outside when there's nice, fresh, deep powder on the trail. Let's start with snowshoes. Maybe like these. So here are a few things to consider when you're thinking about buying a pair of snowshoes. First of all, they do sometimes come in sizes, usually more like a small, medium, large, etc. They're generally designed to fit a range of shoe sizes. So take that into consideration when you're looking at packaging or websites and trying to decide which pair is right for you. Not all snowshoes come in sizes like that. Some are just adjustable and meant to fit a wide variety of people, but a lot of other snowshoes, usually nicer ones like these two, also depend on how much you weigh. So if you weigh more, you're gonna need a larger size snowshoe. It's just to help you keep on top of the snow better. There are also tons of binding options. Now, what do I mean by bindings? Well, if you'll look over here at the bindings on this MSR Evo Trail, they're adjustable at multiple points. So they fit a wide variety of footwear, and no, you don't really need to get specific boots to wear for snowshoeing. Any pair of waterproof boots will do. You can even wear regular trail runners, though your feet are gonna get wet. If all you have are trail runners or sneakers or something like that, I don't know, at least get a pair of gaiters to help keep the snow out of your shoes. We'll link to a post we did of some of our favorite winter hiking boots below. These TSL snowshoes, on the other hand, allow you to fit a wide range of shoe sizes, just with a little adjustment here and there, which is nice. Plus, you know, you got the boa that makes cinching them down real easy. You should look for a pair of snowshoes that's comfortable on your feet, that fit well in whatever boots or shoes you're going to be wearing, but that are also quiet and fully adjustable. The more adjustable, generally the better. It'll help them stay securely attached to your feet no matter what. Other features you can look for are a heel lift, which make going up steep inclines a little more comfortable. And I like to look for a snowshoe that advertises that it's quiet, because frankly, when your heel hits the board, it can make a sort of clacking sound, which can be really irritating over a long hike and hard to hear your hiking buddies if you're trying to have a conversation. So just something to think about. Also, the lighter, the better, because you may not be wearing your snowshoes for the entire hike. For example, if you're starting at a trailhead that's a lower elevation and doesn't have any snow, but you're hiking up to somewhere that does have a lot of deep snow. In that case, you're going to have to carry your snowshoes for a while, and the lighter they are on your back, well, the better, but also the lighter they are on your feet. It works the same as heavy versus lightweight hiking boots. Lightweight hiking shoes are just going to be more comfortable over a longer period of time because your feet aren't going to feel so weighed down. Finally, if you are going to invest in a nice pair of snowshoes, look for some that are repairable. Brands like MSR and TSL both tend to offer replacement parts, so if something does go wrong, they'll help you fix it. They may even offer a repair program where you can just send in your shoes and they'll take care of it for you. If not, it's really nice just to be able to replace one bolt or one part instead of having to buy an entirely new pair of snowshoes. If you are a little on the heavier or larger side, or you are planning to travel in a lot of really soft powder, well, you might also want to look for snowshoes that offer the ability to add on floats, which are kind of little accessories that go on the back of the snowshoe that lengthen them a bit and give you a little more surface area that helps you stay on top of the snow instead of sinking down into it. So you got your snowshoes, congratulations! Now, don't forget your trekking poles. Like these maybe. Any pair of trekking poles will do. This is a pair of TSL that are nice and foldable and adjustable and, you know, fit down in your backpack really well, or lashed to the outside if you prefer. You'll see they've got a nice snow basket on the bottom. That kind of helps the pole keep from sinking all the way down when you plant it on the ground next to you. That's super helpful, and you should definitely look for trekking poles that come with a snow basket accessory. Other than that, what kind of trekking pole you get, totally up to you. However, I do recommend you carry trekking poles, at least one, whether or not you usually hike with them. That's because while snowshoeing is pretty straightforward and really is just like walking with extra large shoes on, there are a few situations when a trekking pole can come in handy. Like if you forget you're wearing snowshoes and you try to move sideways or step backwards. When you move backwards, your heel separates from the snowshoe itself, and so the snowshoe can get stuck in powder and you end up toppling over. Same goes for moving side to side. It's much easier to trip yourself or get a snowshoe wedged in a snowbank than when you're just wearing hiking shoes. A trekking pole can help you stay upright because once you fall down in snowshoes, well, it's not as hard getting up as it would be with a snowboard or on skis, but it can still be a little tricky because you've got giant unwieldy things on your feet. So I do recommend a trekking pole, at least one, when you're going snowshoeing. The last piece of gear that I recommend is a backpack. Now, you can use any day pack you already have, and that's totally fine. But we do like a pack like maybe this Osprey Glade 12 right here, that has straps on the front designed specifically to attach snowshoes or a snowboard to the back. That goes back to the situation I mentioned before where you may be starting a hike where there's not enough snow to require snowshoes, but you do eventually get to a point where they are required. That way you can easily strap them to the back of your pack when you don't need them and unclip them and deploy them and put them on whenever you do. If you don't want to buy a backpack that's specifically suited for that sort of thing, we don't blame you. Get bungee cords or a tool like a model infinity strap and use the pack you already have to bungee your snowshoes to the outside. Too easy. In those situations where you may not need snowshoes at the beginning, you may still need micro spikes. I often hike with both micro spikes and snowshoes just in case I need one or the other. If you're not sure which situations call for which accessories, we'll put a link to a post we wrote below about that very subject. So gear is sorted. What about clothing? Well, I've got good news. If you already like to hike, you probably already have the clothing you need for snowshoeing. It's very similar. You're probably going to be working hard, so you need layers that wick sweat. You need to dress in layers so that you can remove or take them off as you need to. And your outer clothing needs to be either water resistant or waterproof. Now, we'll link to a whole video we did about the importance of layering and what all of your layers should look like below, but let me run through it real quick with some of our favorite items for snowshoeing. First of all, a base layer. Ta-da! We like this one from Craft because it's super stretchy, it wicks sweat like a boss, and it's ultra breathable. We'll put a link to all of these things below, by the way. If it's especially cold, maybe you want a base layer that's just a touch warmer. Like, I don't know, this Rab Ascendor Light hoodie? It kind of has that grid fleece thing going on, but it helps you wick sweat and keeps you cozier when you're working hard hiking uphill. You could also do something like a grid fleece. We love this hoodie from Skygoat. It's soft, it's warm, it goes over a base layer or acts like a base layer if you want. So it's a nice in-between multifunctional base layer, mid-layer situation for cool to cold days. Frankly, I love this Sam Bob one as well. Then you'll need something like a jacket. I like this one from Helly Hansen. It's really breathable in the sleeves and in the back, but the front panels are nice and warm to block wind and extra cold and that sort of thing. So something like that can really come in handy. Though on truly cold days, you may also want an insulating layer. We love this Black Diamond Solution insulated jacket. It's breathable, it's warm, it packs down really small, so when we don't need to wear it, we can shove it in our day pack, no problem. But then, of course, we need a waterproof outer layer for when we sit down in the snow or fall in the snow or it's actively snowing. And for that, we love the Paramo Anorak. It's cozy, it's flexible, it's not noisy. It's a little bulkier than a shell, but still crumples down and fits pretty well in a day pack. And it's ultra breathable and waterproof. So that makes it really nice for active pursuits like snowshoeing, plus has lots of venting options. There are zippers everywhere, so if you get a little warm, you have the option to open some things up and lets some air in, which is really important when you're doing high output activities like snowshoeing or hiking. But don't forget about your bottom layer. You should probably wear a base layer on your legs as well, but you're also gonna need pants. Ideally waterproof ones, or at least water resistant on nicer days. We like these Fjallraven Hydratic pants because we can pretty much layer them over any base layer we want. Even when we're wearing boots, they breathe, they're not insulated so they don't get too hot, but they do keep us dry when we're taking breaks or playing in the snow. If it's really cold, you could also wear ski pants or bibs, something like that. Or on nicer days, your water resistant hiking pants are perfectly fine. And of course, don't forget accessories like mittens or gloves, a warm hat, and nice cozy socks. If your extremities get cold frequently, bring hand or foot warmers. And like with every hike, don't forget your first aid kit. Make sure to tell a friend or family member where you're going and when you'll be back. Make sure to check weather and avalanche conditions if you'll be in the mountains. And like bring a headlamp, just in case. It's winter, it gets dark fast. It can sneak up on you. Just put it in your day pack, it's fine. It weighs nothing. Also, snacks, highly important, and an insulated water bottle. Yes, the insulation matters because when it's really cold out, your water bottle could freeze. So that's not helpful. Bring like a double-walled water bottle so that doesn't happen to you. Or, fill it with hot tea or hot chocolate or spiked hot cider. I don't know, whatever your beverage of choice is. Because there's nothing quite like reaching the summit and pulling out a piping hot cocoa to warm up your body and rejuvenate your mind. No, seriously, hot chocolate's like magic. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to check out our video on how to layer for winter adventures and some reviews of snowshoes we love. Then get out there in the snow and wander on.